All right, we are officially live. Welcome, Jay. Welcome, Bopia. Hello. How are
Hello.
you? Well, in Khmer, we said Jumriapsu, Jay. Jumriapsu, Bopia. Thank you so much for joining our next episode of episode 12, Jay. I really appreciate that. And Bopia, thank you so much for stepping in to be our co-host once again. We'll get used to having you every Friday. Hopefully, you continue to doing this. We love it. Great question, great interaction, great co-host. So thank you very much.
I'll do whatever I can.
Thank you. So before we get started, since it is officially live, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick announcement before we get started. And doing all rich. All right. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. Okay, ready? It's time. 8:02. Here we go live every Friday at 8:02 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time this time. The Mindful Matter podcast. Follow, join, and watch us where you can learn how and why to be the following: successful, healthier, create generational wealth, plant money tree, and above all, how and why it is important to be happier with the people around you. Now, we are moving to our episode 12 with Jay Kahee. This Friday, today. Please welcome our 12 honorary guest, Jay Kahee, founder and CEO of Kia United Financial. He is an extraordinary man with real life superhero and financial problem solver, genuine love for improving humanity and the financial community through his own establishing a motivational lifestyle methodology. Now, he is kind, caring, intelligent, gifted, motivator, and mentor for many individuals in finance educational arena. He is, by day, a superhero, fire equipment operator, paramedic with Hawaiian Fire Department. And he is a licensed life and health insurance producer, a business hard money lender. He specializes in the following: personal finance education, debt elimination, retirement supplement planting, tax saving strategy, estate planning and development, hard money lending, small businesses service. And now, here he is, Jay and Bopi as a co-host. Yay! That was a long one, wasn't it? So, Jay, we're going to go ahead and prep you. Bopi, you want to prep him or you want me to do it?
No, you do it.
All right, Jay, what we're going to do is we got 45 minutes for you, and then we got 15 minutes for Bopia to interact. We're going to ask you 6 simple questions and topics. First one will ask you to introduce yourself. And then number 2, we're going to dive deeper into your vision, into your businesses. And then number 3, we share your on your strategy on your personal business success, challenges, and obstacles. And number 4, we'll be like you to share your experience, how to be and stay healthier from a mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about finance, how to share your experience in your financial methodology on why and how to build generational wealth and plan your own money your own way. Okay? And now, above all, it's so important. We want people to be happy. That would be why it's important to be happier with the people around you and how to have a strong inner circle of relationship. You got it? So you got 45 minutes. And then we got 15 minutes to interact with you. So please make yourself feel comfortable. And if you're not, we'll make sure we'll put you on the right track. We'll interact with you. We will make sure you're smiling, you're comfortable. And this is going to be an awesome podcast with great information coming from you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's before you introduce yourself, let me go ahead and welcome our co-host. Another one. Oh, look at that.
Hey.
Ooh, look at the background.
What's
Oh
up,
my
you guys?
gosh.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
copying you. I'm gonna have to upgrade my background now.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited to be on here on the show. Because man, my man is in the building right now, man. Jay Kahee, yeah. So super excited. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it. And sucks bye, you guys. Sucks bye, bong.
Sucks-a-bye, sucks-a-bye.
Good to
Awkward,
see you
awkward.
again.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So anyway, we are at the stage of Jay will introduce himself, and then after that, we step in and make him comfortable, interact with him, and ask all the goody question. All right, Jay, the house is yours. You're in the
All right, all
house,
right.
baby.
First of all, thank you very much for having me on this podcast and sharing the screen and your guys' time for the day. You know, time is our most precious resource. So, my name is Jay Kahee. I was born and raised right here on the Big Island of Hawaii, and you know, I'm a local boy. That means that I'm from where I am. Right, this community here raised me. I was, you know, like you, Chris. I was adopted, but I was poor man adopted, meaning it wasn't legally adopted. I was here in Hawaii. We call the term we have is hanai, which means this family took me in out of the love of their heart, took me in, raised me, and included me in everything. So I'm actually half black and then half Hawaiian. So I call myself a black Kanak. Kanak in Hawaiian is or in the local culture is like a native Hawaiian, right? But I guess in the world's terms, you would say I'm a Hawaiian African American. However, but I was raised by a family here in the culture of being Hawaiian, you know, and living a life of aloha. And you know, as I grew up, I knew I was different. My family never held back anything from me. They never told me that, you know, they never held back that I had different parents. And both my mom and my dad were gone, and my biological. So I was raised by a completely different family, and they showed me all the love that I could ever need. And, you know, financially, we were poor. I didn't know we were poor until I went to school, right? I went to school and I saw the people in school, and some of them were in brand new shirts, shoes, slippers, different clothes every day. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're poor, right? That's how I found out I was poor, by going, but we had everything we needed. You know, growing up, we had family around us. We had, you know, enough food on the table to give and give out. And, you know, life was great. Life was great back in old Hawaii. And, you know, I've just watched the world change over times, and then we have to change along with the world. So I grew up, I went to college in California for a couple of years, came back home and really found myself in the workforce, going from job to job to job until I ended up in the fire department. My heart, my passion is to truly help people and to be an asset to, first, my family, who gave up so much for me, and then my community. And in doing so, I need to educate myself. I need to learn. And with the heart of a giver and a heart of a helper, the fire department was a perfect fit for me. Once I got into the fire department, I went and became a paramedic as well, and I did that. And I'm still currently a paramedic and a fire equipment operator. And you know, basically, I show up when people call, when people need help. I'm one of those guys that show up and do my best to solve whatever problem that they have going on right then and there in their life. And hopefully, when I leave, their life is better because we showed up. Or if we transport them to the hospital, you know, they're on the path to healing. But what that experience showed me was that there are so much shortcomings in here in Hawaii, and I'm sure it resonates across, you know, the world, in the way people lead their lives, the things that we do on a daily basis, our habits, our patterns that we do daily, subconsciously, unconsciously, that contribute to either your life going good or your life going bad. And so I've been very cognizant and aware of those patterns. And what I find myself doing now outside of my job is trying to focus on, how do I make people's lives better? How do I live out my true purpose of being that asset for my family and my community, by hopefully raising awareness to those habits that we're doing that take away so much from us. And you know, that's in our health, everything you mentioned, Chris, health, our spirituality, our finances, our relationships with each other. So I basically try and live my life on, how do I find ways to not just learn about these things, implement them in my life so I know they work, and then share them with my community. That's me in a nutshell. I'm married to my wife Jessica. She's my rock, an amazing woman. I'm truly blessed to have her in my life, and we have 2 children, Kahee and Kira, of 9 and 15 respectively. And man, life at this point is really about how do I give back now? How do I raise my kids to the best of my ability, love my wife to the best of my ability, and love my community to the best of my ability?
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Before I comment anything, I'd like to hear from our co-host first, and then I will add on. Our co-host, any question, any comment for Jay?
Jay, go ahead, Vaughn.
Well, I guess I grew up. I was raised in California. So, which part of California did you went to?
I went to Santa Monica College, but I was staying in Ladera Heights by way of Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
Love the story. Definitely a real life superhero for sure. And I love all the. If you guys get around to asking Jay about the acronyms that he put out, phenomenal. It's. I remember him saying something about time to rise up. Kanaka, am I saying that right?
Yep.
That's phenomenal, man. That's So excited to hear more about. I can tell you're definitely passionate about it, Jay. And you and I, we've had a couple different shows too, and but every time you speak, man, it's always new gems, dropping gems all day long. You know what I mean? On your Instagram post.
We already rich, man.
It's already here.
Jay, going back to your childhood, I wasn't legally adopted until I was 21. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want me to carry their family name, Sarasso, Christopher, and I told them I would be honored to represent Sarasso family, which is an Italian family, and that's going to be hard. I told them it's going to be difficult for me to keep up because if I ever become a mafia, nobody's going to look for me. They're not going to be looking for some Cambodian or Vietnamese mafia. I said, don't teach me the 6 foot under cement, stuff like that. Don't teach me. So my father was always encouraged me to watch Godfather 1, 2, and 3. And he loves that. And I was like, but I do it because I love him. That's what he wanted me to do. So I do. He said, hey, if you want me he said, son, there's 2 types of people. There's want to be Italian and there's Italian families. There's one to be. So I said, which one are you? I said, you're Italian. I said, not want to be. You're all Italian.
No, that's dope. You know what? Your story remind me of the this Netflix series called Vincenzo, which is the Korean guy in Italy, and he's part of the mob. It's
kidding.
Weird, but it's dope. It's dope. You're right. At one point when I was watching the Goodfellas 1, 2, and 3, and I used to follow this guy named Gotti. Gotti, John Gotti, and I wanted to be part of that mob, right? Because I want to be cool like that. And you have to be Italian. And I was like, man, I can never be a mob because I'm not Italian.
Tell them you are. Want to be Italian.
Yeah,
but back to my brother Jay.
You said you went from job to jobs. There's a lot of people who went through that at the younger age, and then finally they settle around maybe in their 40s. So that's really, really interesting, and I've seen a lot of people went through that. And now, so you think you're gonna settle at what you're doing right now, or you're gonna explore more?
Great question.
Well, yes. Our purpose or the reason why we do things changes as we go through life. So everybody talks about their why, right? And what I like to share with everybody is that my why isn't fixed. My why evolves with my life and with the time. And so initially growing up, I didn't have, because I wasn't legally adopted, they were prohibited because of lack of action by my biological parents. I grew up without medical benefits. And I know in America, that's a thing. And maybe other countries, there's lots of kids that go through that. So I didn't have medical, dental, vision. I didn't do that. I didn't have any of that. So I went through a lot of time in my life where, like, say, for instance, my teeth were really, really tore up, right? And so when I initially started in the workforce, I worked for benefits. I worked to fix myself up, to get myself healthy, to get my smile better, right? And then so now as I get into this phase of life, and again, that job to job really helped me earn an income and the side working for the benefits to be able to get on a better position to fix myself up, right? And then now I'm at a point where that's good. You know, my family's good. We're set up. Now I want to move into the next phase of my life, which is, again, truly following my purpose to help people. And I'm actually planning to retire early from the fire department in 2 years and really pursue this 100%, you know, going down this financial education pathway, as well as getting into real estate, all of these different things that we can learn and grow instead of being constricted by the mentality of go to get a job and just stay in that job for 30 years and then pray that you have enough to live the rest of your life, right? I really want to be that example that my community needs in order to make the jump into that mentality, and then also see that, hey, there's somebody that I connect with, there's somebody that I've seen, that I know, and he's doing it, so I know I can too. So I feel like the next phase of my life, the fire department, might be coming to a close. I love the job. I'm not saying anything that I want to leave the department. I actually want to stay, but I know that if I do, I'm not gonna be living my purpose. So yes, the next phase of life will change for me shortly. Yes.
I can assure you, you're not going to leave your real life superhero. You're always going to be there. You'll come back, I know. So you're not going to leave that. I know. Being a superhero is so amazing. You know, having you just come talk to this, an honor to hear that you donate so much of your time to be that superhero. You know, that's amazing. So we appreciate you. You know,
the fire department, Jay. You know what? You're actually leaving the fire department, FIRE, to relax early. You know, financially independent, relax early.
I'm just dropping the department.
And you're teaching people how to become firebirds, right?
No. So yeah, I wanted to touch base on. You mentioned something about real estate. Now, if you wanted to grow real estate and really be self-independent, be wealthy, you have this group of Kabami and Ubami that willing to also on your side to help you, just in case you need investor to invest into your vision and ideas. You have the whole group of Kabami and Ubami to say, hey, look, we need 10 of investor, and it's how much here's the risk, here's the revenue, here's your profit, return on investment. We'll be there to listen to you, and you know, I don't know which one's going to be interested, but that's depending on your proposal. So we are waiting for your vision to get to that point, and we're more than happy to listen to you. And I'm sure 1, 2, 3, maybe 10, up to 10 of us would be interested. So you're on the right connection. You're coming to the right podcast that we all get connected, and a lot of inspirational a lot of investors that are listening to this podcast as we grow. And as you can see, you know, we're on episode 12, and I am amazed and excited and overwhelmed how successful we are, just from one honorary guest to another, like it getting better and better and better. And I feel this such a positive energy. And thank God I met Sai in Japan, and you know, him to motivate me to get this started. And he planted the seed, and look what you did, Japan.
You know what?
I am so overwhelmed and excited. So
yeah, we definitely inspire each other. Brother Jay, I actually have a question for you. I know you're involved with doing this thing called Project Uprise. Is that a Project Uprise Live? Are you gonna speak on that, or you mind talking about that for a little bit, or?
Yeah, I can definitely speak on that for a bit. So Project Uprise is the brainchild of Livia Fisher Kane and her husband, and that revolves around ending child sex trafficking and human trafficking. And they are a organization that partners with celebrities. What is the word? Social media influencers. That's it. Influencers, like I don't know.
Thought leaders.
Right, thought leaders. These really influential people to try and eliminate this scourge in our society, because these circles that commit these heinous acts are very high level circles. These are the rich, the wealthy, these people. And I'm not saying, I'm not calling anybody out, but they're protected. They're protected by these circles. And in order to overcome that, we need an influence just as big, if not bigger. So when we partner with some of these great individuals and corporations, and we seek out the circles, we try and partner with organizations that are out in the world to support the elimination of these acts, also to protect and rehabilitate the victims of these heinous crimes, and just keep raising awareness until we get there. So it's a great philanthropic, feel good type of project that really is something that we can all connect to, because this problem is out there, and it's not a United States problem, Hawaii problem, Cambodia problem. This happens everywhere.
Oh, it's a problem. Yeah, exactly. It happens everywhere.
And it's going to take, all of us to come together, which is everything I talk about. All of us coming together, which is what Rise Up Kanaka is all about, right? We all come together in order to overcome these hardships and challenges that we face. So yeah, Project Uprise is a great place, man. It's a great project.
Yeah, man, you really are a superhero in so many different ways. That's phenomenal, brother. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely would love to have you back on and just basically doing a one-to-one focus point. Maybe we can touch base on that subject matter as well.
Absolutely.
So that, and also we can also come back, talk about your personal business subject matter. But today we just basically generate the 6th topic. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Bopia, any question?
No.
Okay, let's go ahead and go to number 2. Let's dive deeper into your vision and your businesses.
All right. So, my vision is like a lot of you on this call, is to create a better world. To say that this world is better because I was in it. To leave a legacy of positivity, and here in Hawaii we call it aloha. To leave a legacy of aloha, and
aloha every day.
Yeah. And I feel like I need to define aloha for you guys. And we know aloha as love or a greeting, but aloha is so much more than that, right? Aloha is this all-encompassing feeling of acceptance and empathy, and just loving someone just because they're there. You're just loving someone in general. I mean, it's bigger than love. And you're not expecting anything back from them. You're not expecting recognition. You're literally loving them for being someone else. And so how that connects to my vision is that's how I want to be known on how I live my life and how I operate my business. So if you watch any of my content online, any of the contents that I post, I am 100% transparent and authentic. Or I try to be. I just try to be me. And that's what people tell me. Like, bro, you're so transparent. You're so authentic. Well, I feel like that is the best way to live my life and to do business. Because if I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, and then someone comes up to me and asks me for help or asks me to do things, then I'm already living a facade. It's already a lie. Like, they don't know who they're dealing with. But if I'm real, if I'm upfront, if I let you in just enough to show you that, hey, I'm going through the same struggles as you, this is what I did to overcome it, then we connect on a realer level, on a more personal level. And I believe that there is a line between personal and business, but really you are your business. So if you're out there making a difference in the world, then you
got a donut delivery.
You at its core, you have to be you. So my vision is to really try and change this world for the better. And my businesses is oh, that looks great. My businesses revolve around perpetuating that. I see, they say money isn't everything, but money is really important in this world. And it's not the actual dollar. It's not the euro, the pound, whatever currency you use. It's the idea and the thought around something that holds value. It's the idea about valuing yourself, your thoughts, your life, and then how do you exchange that value with one another? Now, there is a real thing called money, and that's the paper dollar that we trade and we for services and goods. And we need to understand that, because that is a tool. That is a tool that brings energy into our life, that allows us to live a great life, and it helps us live out our purpose. So if my purpose is to spread aloha in the world, then I need to master something that will not only help me do that, but it'll prevent me from being held back. There's a lot of roadblocks that you can overcome with the right placement of money and the right trajectory and the right vision and the right intention behind what you do with your money. So, you know, one of the things that really got to me was, for years, and everybody says this, it'll never stop. They're going to say, hey, they don't teach about finances in school. They don't teach this. They don't teach that. So for me, I stopped saying that a long time ago. And I said, first of all, who is they? Why are we putting the responsibility and the blame on a system that was designed well before you were ever born, that never taught finances? Why are we now expecting it of them? What school teaches us is to, they first teach us to learn. There's a problem that comes up, we learn about that problem. And then we research, we look in now we got internet, we can find information from across the globe. Anything that was ever recorded is now on the internet. We have access to all of that. We can research problems. And then they taught us how to solve problems with the information that we gathered. So school really taught us how to live our life through the solving of problems. And one of the things that I say is, life is just a series of problems. And it's our ability to educate ourselves, find the right answers and apply them in our life that will determine our success. The problem is there's a lot of people telling you false information, and we get emotionally connected to these people or their message sometimes because they're overhyped, or they look like they're a really positive person with great integrity, but sometimes the rug get pulled out from under us, and that's where we go astray. So it's important that we spend our time educating ourselves. When people finish school, they stop learning. That is the problem. Life is all about continuously learning. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you went through in your childhood, how can you go out and solve the problems that you saw as problems? Because we all have our struggles. We all have things that we wish could have been different, right? Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, no matter where you grew up, we all go through hardships. That is one thing that unites us all. So now how can we dig into our past, use that as our purpose and our fuel to now go out and make this world a better place? And that's pretty much the vision behind what I do and the purpose of the businesses that I build.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta stop playing the blaming game.
Yep.
Blame somebody else, take responsibility, because you have the power to do and learn anything you wish to do. Make your dream become a reality. And there's one thing's missing: action.
Yep.
It's all about action. Plan of action. That's why they call it plan of actions.
We need to act. I got an acronym for ACT, right? So Fan, and that is action changes things. Right? You act, action changes things. Right? So we need that.
If you don't start a t-shirt company already, bro, come on, man.
Let's do it.
Everything he says.
I have a company that does all the t-shirt for us, so let's start.
Look, you could just be my the guy that thinks of everything, all right? And we'll just gonna put it together. I mean, phenomenal stuff, brother.
I'm in.
Well, some of these comments, we have Sapporn Hall. She said she would drop everything to work with you, Jay.
Awesome.
So, what would it take to work with you, brother?
Let's just connect. Let's connect and see what your passions are and find out how I can help you live that passion. I mean, whether we're in business together or we're just partners. I mean, money isn't for me. Like, I don't need the money to make myself rich, to make myself wealthy. I use the money to help people live their dreams and follow their purpose. So whatever your purpose is, that would be our first meeting. Would be like, when we connect, would be like, okay, what is it that you want to do and how can I help you do that? So now I'm all for it. Just reach out, man.
Well, later on, you're going to explain, it's not just money, Rich. Wealth is defined by what? Physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's all that cover under wealth. Yep. So I know you're going to touch base a little deeper on that one into, I think maybe next one, maybe? No, our fourth one.
Fourth one. Okay.
So any question or co-host before we move on to the third one?
So you talk about teachers. They teach students to learn. I really like that. I believe in that. The student don't know how to learn. So, but the teacher also learn to teach.
Mm.
They don't even know how to teach.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Good point on that one.
Yeah. So,
So when I learn something, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. When I learn something in life, the way that I learn something is with the intent to teach. Right?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. We're transferring knowledge. We're not learning anything new. We're not learning anything undiscovered. We're just taking it from one source, whether that's a parent, a teacher, a mentor, a book, a podcast, a radio show, TV show. We're taking our information and we're transferring it to someone else. Now we filter it when it comes through, and we might add our own spin on it. But that's basically, we're all teachers. As a parent, as a friend, as a co-worker, as a partner, we're all teaching each other something, and that's called influence. We're all influencing each other. So if we can learn to optimize the information that we transfer and make sure it's real, make sure that it's authentic to that person, then I think that transfer of knowledge will be way more optimized, way better.
Authentic. I like that. Transparency, honesty, right? Those are the keys.
Yeah, I like the real world right now through social media. I've seen a lot of my people, the Cambodian people, going to social media, going to YouTube, and they're learning a lot of things. People that did not know how to cook before, now they're really good. They're really good, and yeah, so. And they're collecting information. It might not be the information that's really help them grow into, superhero, but they're collecting information to help them live on a daily basis, which is really good. Yeah. So I don't know how all this gonna turn out to be in the next era. So we will see.
Definitely, super exciting. I think the next era I want to add to what you're saying is since a lot of information is out there, and I feel like AI is going to have a huge play in it too. And if you look at what Chat GPT is doing, it's crazy. Yesterday I did a show and I went to Chat GPT and asked, what are some things that I can do to build my wealth? And it gave me a list of 25 things. And part of those 25 things is, number one, don't spend money on impulse. Number two, stop spending money on expensive drinks and, like coffee and stuff like that. But it's interesting how it broke it down. Like this robot is telling me how to get rich.
That's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Stop going to Starbucks and make your own home coffee. It tastes so much better.
I personally like Thai tea
on the cup, though.
Yeah, Thai coffee.
Chai tea?
Is that what it is? Chai tea?
Chai.
Those are good. And I like the Indian.
Jay, do you drink coffee at all?
I used to, but I stopped drinking coffee.
It's hard to understand.
What did you replace it with?
I do an energy drink every now and then, but it's usually a very low stimulant and clean energy drink, not a lot of processed sugars. But, working out actually gives me energy, and then just living your passion gives you energy. So doing what you want to do. When I'm not at work, when I'm at home, when I'm meeting with people, that energizes me because this is what I want to do. Helping people is what I want to do, and when I have the opportunity to do that, that's the energy input that I need right there. Right.
So I can relate to that. That's part of my exercise too, like going to home visit and help other people in need. Even taking them to the clinics, to the hospital, to wherever, to the court. I do court thing too. So
see, you're a superhero as well, like just because I'm a firefighter. So I believe that we are all essential. When they label essential personnel during COVID, I say we're all essential. See, when we all do our job to the best of our ability or our role, our community runs great. But as soon as someone falls off, we feel that. You know, no matter what that is, we feel that. So we
So
always say,
rescue them.
my role is just helping people, but really look at what we do. We all help people. It's just in different ways. Mine is just more visible.
So that's why I don't know why I don't get fat. It's because I run around too much and I use a lot of like mental energy. And right now, earlier I had a big headache, so that's why I was a little bit late to the show. So
All good.
yeah. Yeah, I guess instead of working out, I can never make time to work out at all, like other people doing yoga and all that. But running down up and down the steps, it helped me already. So.
The working out thing, and I know this is a point in number 4 or 5, but the working out thing is the hardest workout that you will ever do is opening the front door of the gym. If you think about it, right? Because people think that there's a specific place that you need to work out. Nah, you can work out right where you are. While you're watching TV, while you're listening to a podcast, you don't need to go somewhere. You don't need to have a yoga mat to do a stretch. You can actually do stuff right there. You can do some sit-ups, some push-ups, some pull-ups, some wall sits, whatever you want, in order for you to just do something a little more than you did yesterday. Right? You just need to be intentional about it. They talk about a mind-muscle, connection when you're working out. Well, if you're intentional about the things that you do, there's people that are living their same lives, but they have a watch that tracks their steps, and because they're intentional about their steps, their body activates and they lose weight. It's just about being intentional and actually putting in, and it's 20-minute workouts, 15-minute workouts, just something. Just don't go a day without doing something active, because then you're falling behind. Right?
Be intentional, man. That's awesome. You got a right acronym for that too.
I don't have an acronym, but I broke it off. I broke it down. So the word intentional, I read it as intent in all, right? To be intent in all the things that
told you. He's full of. It's right here. It's right here. It's all in his head. Intent in all. I saw something else you wrote real quick before we move on. You put the value, and instead of the UE, you put in parentheses YOU. So value. So value you. I thought that was genius.
All right, let's go ahead and we at the 37-minute mark. So let's go ahead and move to number 3. Share your strategy on your personal and business success, challenges, and obstacle.
Yeah. My strategy, I kind of touched on it, is to be real, is to be authentic. In today's world, especially what we saw through COVID, we are all connected through this insanely powerful tool called social media via the internet. But what the problem is a lot of us are using social media to talk smack about each other, to waste time, instead of using it to connect to like-minded individuals like you 3 on this line, right? That's really my strategy. Like, I'm using social media to even reach people in my own neighborhood, right? Like, I can go out and I hold live events, which I do, and that's one way, one strategy. But outside of that, I'm showing people, I'm educating, or I'm trying to educate people and just putting myself out there. See, if you don't talk about your business, you don't have a business. So you need to speak about how you can help people. And you not only need to speak, but you need to be real when you speak. If you start recording videos and you mess up, post it anyway. If you're not perfect, post it anyway, because people don't want perfection. They want real, right? We can watch a perfectly scripted ad and we'll quickly turn the channel, we quickly scroll. But if you see somebody talking and they're authentic, they're interesting, you have more chance of staying on that video and watching. So that's really my strategy on my business, even personal, right? You talk about your network is your net worth, right? But I'm gonna ask you, does your net work, right? When you speak to someone, are they engaged? Are they interested in what you're saying? Are you able to speak to their problem? Are you able to speak a solution to what they need, right? Does your net work? Do you reel them in, right? And are you fishing with a pole or a net? Right. So those are some strategies that I take. Right. That's why I use social media, because I can have, 100 views in a matter of minutes on on a topic that I post. And as far as the obstacles and challenges, really, it's one of those things that you can have a mentor who helps you overcome those. And most of those challenges are inexperience or lack of knowledge. That's pretty much it. Once you get the right knowledge and you act, it changes things. Now, once you make that first step in that direction, you learn something. You learn what worked, you learn what didn't work, and you can then go and adjust, right? It's the metrics of life, that habits and that patterns. If you follow a pattern, then you will get numbers that you can measure. You will get results that you can measure. But if you never take that step, that metric is zero, right? So those obstacles and those challenges come when you act. And the only way to overcome them is to actually go through it, learn it, reach out, find someone who can help you, or develop strategies of your own to overcome them.
Wow. Yeah, just that word ACT, act, it's like the solution to a lot of wow, many people's problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love the acronym.
Yeah. Dream to reality, right? Imagination to reality. That's what it's all about. And the connection.
So you said you like realism, authentic. So what do you think about TikTok? Because I cannot stand TikTok.
Yeah, I mean,
It
right off
sounds to me
the bat,
it's so
when you
fake.
try and create something on TikTok, it asks you to add a filter.
Uh-huh.
Right off the bat, it
Yeah.
forces you to be unauthentic. It forces you to not be yourself. But in that same respect, everything does that. It's our job, in the essence of being real, to separate ourselves from that. Like, I can use TikTok and I can post my videos. I can edit my videos. I can add music, and that's what I use it for. I use it for the positive. Every positive can be turned to a negative, and every negative can be turned to a positive. So it's really our intention, right? I'm not a big social media scroll guy. Like, I put content on, I might go on to activate the algorithm and everything, but I might connect with my friends and my family. But as far as wasting time scrolling through social media, so that stuff does not attract me. I don't use those filters, and people do, and for their life, I'm not going to judge them. That's what they need to feel good about themselves, or to engage. They got a strategy. They're trying to get followers. They're trying to go viral. I get it. Go do you, right? And so there's a big demographic that attaches to those filters, to people being playful, being comical, and being creative, and that's a blessing in itself. Our imagination, our creativity, So I don't knock it. I don't judge it. It's not for me, because my goal is to be real, is to be authentic.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, TikTok is I don't want to say I have a love and hate relationship with TikTok, but over time I started really liking TikTok, because if you actually use it for the positivity and like the algorithm will feed you to stuff that you really pay attention to. And honestly, I learned how to cook from TikTok too.
It used to be YouTube. You can YouTube everything, but now everything's on TikTok, right?
Oh, it's on TikTok. Yeah. Crazy.
Wow. So you touch base on your success. How about your challenges and your obstacle?
Yeah, most of the challenges is across the lines of relaying my heart and my knowledge to someone else. How do I take this and put it in you? How do I how do I help you understand that this is a challenge that we all face here in Hawaii, and every place has its own specific challenges. So here in Hawaii, we have one of the highest costs of living in the United States, right? We also have something that's included with the price of land. Everything is exported, so everything is expensive, and we have low wages that we live on, right? So now, how do I make you see that going out after every day and buying a 12-pack of beer and going down the beach and drinking beer is not what's in line for your success? Like, that's not the path that you're supposed to take, or not supposed to, that you should take. If you are really trying to live a successful life, the challenges that you do, a lot of them are self-imposed. And again, like we spoke earlier, it's a lot of your belief system, meaning what you were taught as a kid. And it's not saying that anybody's parents were wrong. It's just our parents are our biggest influence, or that figure in our life, whatever mentor, teacher, guiding figure that we had in our life growing up. they are the biggest influence because kids watch and emulate everything that they do. They're sponges. They're going to pick up the behaviorals, the attitudes, the reactions. How do you react to certain situations, certain types of people, the prejudices, the discrimination? They're going to pick up everything from us. So now I got to battle that. I got to battle the prejudice. When somebody looks at me, they see a black guy, right? You know, I mean, but that's just the world we live in. Luckily in Hawaii, there's not a lot of racial discrimination. We actually joke with that stuff. Different ethnicities, we have fun with it. We don't mean it in a derogatory way. We say, hey, that's you. Oh, great, you know, and we have fun. We tease each other, but not in a derogatory way. So now it's a special place, but still my message, I try and make it reach people outside of Hawaii. So how do I connect to the Hawaii demographic and outside of Hawaii, right? So that's really the biggest challenge is how do I relay that care, that understanding, and transfer the message underneath the message, which is the education and the knowledge, to someone else.
So knowing your challenge and obstacle, what is the quickest way to solve that problem or apply to that challenge and obstacle?
Yeah, you know, first define it, try it, then refine it and try it again. And then, you know, just actually taking those steps, you know, that's it. So for me, it's being real, being authentic, you know, because then I'm not operating out of a place that I don't know. I'm operating out of me, out of my core. So when I define something, when I approach a challenge, I'm gonna solve that problem with me, not from the mentality of, okay, I'm already a rich person. How would a rich person solve this problem? I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna just look at it from my perspective through this set of eyes, right? Instead of a fake pair of eyes, a filter, as you will, like TikTok likes to implore on you.
So how would you handle people's mindset that have been overloaded with information? They listen to a lot of BS's and then they find out it's been a lot of BS, and then you have more important things to tell them. Now they ignore you because they think you say is a bunch of BS too. So I think those are some of the challenges that we all facing as well. How do you overcome that?
And it's the same way that the half-truths or the false narrative has been instilled in you through repetition and example. So again, being real, no matter what video you watch of mine on social media, no matter what content, you're going to see who I am through that content, right? I believe every person who creates something leaves a piece of them in that creation. And that's what makes these works of art. That's what makes them the defining piece of this artist, right? So in order to do that, like I said, it's just about being real and understanding, and know that you're going to come through whatever you put out to help that person connect to you.
So be real and be authentic.
Yeah, I mean that's my strategy. That's my approach. You know,
stay consistent.
I love that strategy, man.
Yeah, that's my approach. And I you know, people are gonna judge you no matter what you do. They're gonna you know, call you out on stuff. So being real, people will see that and they'll keep you real. They'll keep you honest. And in turn, when you react, again, you're not reacting through that filter. You're reacting through your heartfelt emotion and what you think and feel. So that's going to come through everything.
I'm glad you say that, because my biggest face right now is I have some of my soccer player. They think I'm making all this money, charging each one $20. Then when I show them my financial, my financial spreadsheet, I said, listen, I'm very transparency. So I show them, I send them my spreadsheet and say, look, the $20, $10 will go to this, $2 will go to this, $1 go to this, 50 cents would go to this. Now it adds $20. So where is my profit? So they finally say, oh, I'm sorry, man. I just misjudged you. I said, don't even think that I can tell you there's 4 different ways I make money. Mm-hmm. It's through investment, through merchandise, through video highlight, right? And through marketing, advertising. That's the 4 ways I make money. But your money you gave me, I give it right back to you. Whatever you put in, whatever profit I make, I return 100% back to you. And that's how you keep coming back to me. But don't misjudge me that I'm making all this money from you. Mm-hmm. Don't ever do that. Seek knowledge. Don't go by rumor, because that's what I said. Rumor you have to believe, right? Mm-hmm. Facts is facts. So seek knowledge. If you have questions,
Jay,
don't.
Sorry about Chris. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I thought you were done. Yeah, seek knowledge. Jay, I'm actually seeking knowledge right now. I need your I need you to fill the blank on this next question for me. Right? Mindset Monday, Tuesday thoughts, wellness Wednesday,
What?
and then we skip
Thursday.
Thursday, then we have
What?
Fearless Friday, and then we
Friday
skip
is fun day.
Saturday, and then Soul Check Sunday. So like,
What?
tell me
Where'd you
Thursday.
come up with this?
No, I didn't come up with this. Jay came up with this.
They came up. No way. No way.
What about
is-
Thursday?
You are my
This is his
brother. I'm
calendar.
gonna be calling
Thursday
you.
is
I
thrifty
have
day,
your phone
right?
number. No, I'm gonna call you.
Thursday, what is it?
7:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your work week. Like you got Mindset Monday, Tuesday Thoughts, Wellness Wednesday, and then what?
Thursday.
I used to do a teach me something Thursdays.
Teach me
So
something.
it was where I would come on and I would make a post and I would ask for input from people and say, hey, teach me something. I'm talking about stuff with you guys and I want to interact. So teach me something. It was a pretty interactive, interactive day. And then it translated, it morphed into actually me sharing stuff with people. And it was around the realm of finance and mindset and maybe a little God Then I kind of cut it out because we have to have, they say, a work-life balance, right? And social media is strictly my way of putting myself out there and connecting with people and networking. See, that's how I networked with you. You caught on to that, and I've been consistent for years. This year, I kind of pulled back from that a little bit. I still post some, but it's only because my efforts have shifted elsewhere, right? We have to sacrifice. We call it sacrifice, but it's not really a sacrifice if you know that your time is valued doing something else. But yes, I created those to be able to connect with people, to share my insights on different things, but also that's because that's what I'm working on. Every Monday, I think of a mindset to work me through the week, right? I want to focus on my intrinsic thoughts because we all have great thoughts. We all have amazing thoughts that we think of, but then when we think of the next thought, it's gone. So I write those thoughts down and then I share that. I create a post and I share it. So each day, what is something that I focus on just to lead the day with positivity and lead the day with working this muscle, just like I'm working my life muscle, going out and doing my job and helping people. So yeah, I love doing that, man. My day consists of waking up, and focusing on that positivity. I might read my devotional, and then normally if I'm at home, so I wake up at work or I wake up at home. We work 24-hour shifts at the fire department. So
what's your favorite day?
I'm sorry?
What's your favorite day of the week?
Wednesday.
Why is that?
Because everybody hates Monday, so I like Wednesday, and I love and hate Wednesday, just to choose a different day. Right, but I want to show people that you can love and hate something. You see, Monday.
I thought you were gonna say because it's hump day.
Right, I'm trying to challenge people's beliefs. Right, if you hate Monday, that's because your life isn't in tune with your purpose. Right, if you're looking forward to ending on Friday, enjoying your life on Saturday, Sunday, and you hate Monday because you're hanging or because you have to go back to work, then that means that you don't want to be at work. That means that what you're doing isn't in line with who you are supposed to be. So if you challenge that mentality, well, I hate Mondays, well, I hate Wednesdays. Why is that? For no reason, because you hate Monday for no reason, right? So that's what I like to play with people's intellect and minds and their belief systems by saying stuff that challenges it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Chris?
Hey, I tell you what, let's take another 15 minutes. We have 3 more topics. We're going to divide 3 topics into 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and then leave all this knowledge coming from Jay. And then Jay, we're going to ask you the next topic. And then you have 5 minutes to go ahead and cover that. And then after that, we're going to do a very short question and answer. And then we're going to go to 5th and then the final. Okay. So this one is about sharing your experience, how to be and stay healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And financially will lead into the next topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are all great and very important aspects of life. if you look at that, you just broke down life in its entirety, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. These are the things that create a good life. So you need to be able to, again, define each of these. And so I live my life around an idea of being better every day. And so with that mentality, I pick one of these categories and I choose to do something a little better than I did it yesterday, right? To try and make your whole life improve at the same time it's first of all, you're not able to accomplish that because that takes a lot of bandwidth in your mind and a lot of effort to do. But if you just do something small, so you choose health today. And again, if you look at the days, right? Mindset Monday, that's a mental way to stay better, right? Wellness Wednesday, that's a physical, right? Tuesday thoughts, that's an emotional. I'm going into my mind and I'm battling my own consciousness and my emotions. Soul check Sunday, that's spiritual, right? So I already have these in line with the things that I'm thinking. And then financial, that's just something that I'm passionate about. So that's every day of the week, right? I have other channels that I share financial information and education on. So for me, I choose a day and I focus on one thing in that day. And now that doesn't mean I only work out on Wednesdays. No, that means that I've laid the foundation. I've set a workout routine or regimen whenever I can fit it in, a short one, so it doesn't need to be something I need to prepare for and get all bent out of shape because I can't work out. I just make it work, right? I choose a 15-minute slot, 30-minute slot, and I do that every day. When you build that foundation, your success relies on that foundation, so you can't stop that. You have to keep that going, right? You have to eat good, eat better than the day you did before, or better than how you grew up, and you need to keep healthy, keep active. Then you need to manage your relationships, and that's a lot through your mentality, your belief system, understanding why you do the things you do. Why do you react a certain way? Why do you snap on people, when they say something or they look at you a certain way? And that's managing your mental and emotional states of being. And then financially is really what we go out in the world to do. When we get out of school, the problem that we face, the biggest problem that we face is money. But instead of solving the money problem, we go get a job. Now we get a steady stream of income and we become attached to that, but we never solve the money problem. So this is one of the areas that most of the population failed to not only identify, but define for their life and what they're trying to achieve financially, and then solve that problem.
Awesome. I was full of detailed information there, Jay. You covered that very well.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
Definitely.
co-host, any question, follow-up? Let's do a short one, then we can move on to the next follow-up.
I'm gonna take a lot of nuggets there, and trust me, he have plenty more. He doesn't run out. He's always, learning, and I love it. He's a great teacher as well. I'm excited to hear more about the next topic, for sure. How about you, Bang Sarai?
Oh, let me see. Spiritual, mentally. I have no comments, sir.
Okay, if that's the case, let's. I think you gave her all the wisdom there, all the knowledge already. That means she's learning from you. If you have no comment, right? Okay, next one is share your methodology.
Yes.
On why and how to build generational wealth and plant your own money tree. Please share with us.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on this a bit. So first of all, generational wealth, define that, right? Generational wealth means that you have to transfer money through the generations. A lot of the world, a lot of our, or at least the United States, our mentality is to build money for me to have a good retirement. Rarely do we think about transferring that money to our loved ones, right? So now generational wealth really is more about not you, but the next generation. So you need to get people in line with that, about working in order to benefit someone else. Yes, you can benefit yourself at the same time, but how do I transfer all of my knowledge, all of my resources through money, my energy through my kids, and educate them enough and train them enough in the way of money and the world, so that when they get that, they multiply it and do the same. So it's really about instilling the right mindset and the right values, and then the right knowledge and education on finances and money itself. And Again, understanding that money is energy, right? So how do we increase our energy? There's many ways. What are you passionate about? When you touch your passion, when you're deep into what you know and what you want to do, it comes easy, right? It comes easy. And in today's world, people will pay you for anything, right? There's people that pick up horse poop after horses in parades, right? They'll pay you for everything. So if you just follow your passion and you show that this is something you're passionate about and people connect to that, you can make a living doing that, right? We just get stuck in our jobs. So generational wealth is about passing that through generations. Planting your own money tree is following your purpose. Like, how do you generate income? There's more than one way to do it. And you also try to understand that you might not hit that purpose every time. You might have to do something before you tap into your purpose. When I worked all of those jobs, right, those wasn't the things that I wanted to do. I did it for a purpose. But what it did teach me, it taught me about income. It taught me about taxes. It taught me about, just going and being consistent and showing up every single day, right? So you are your greatest money tree. Your ability to connect with someone and have them give you their energy or money in return for something that you're transferring your energy through a product or service. And how do you now just duplicate that?
Yeah.
Right. So
let's give a shout out to a lot of comment. We're missing a lot of comment here. Yes, together we can do more. Bong Sapan, teamwork work best. Human trafficking is a big issue. Create a better world. Yes, I feel your love. I would drop everything to work with you. I think here and we have Robert saying we can only either bring the donkey to the water or bring the water to the donkey. That's our job. With that said, we should communicate to influence positive income. There you go. See,
absolutely.
we got comment. We've been missing it. I was looking for that word because we have a lot of channel that we share this. I don't
Bring
know
the donkey to the river and feed it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. So just want a quick shout out to them for being involved.
Absolutely.
So, yep. So when you said plan your money tree, is this something that guarantees, something is secure, that you know is going to happen? Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah. So like I said, being in touch with who you are, you're going to keep doing what you love to do. So if you can get people to pay you for that, then you are your own money tree. Now you have to go and educate yourself on how to water that tree and cause it to bloom and blossom. And as we mentioned, right, you work for your money first and then your money works for you. And there's many different avenues. Like I've gone down the gold route and silver. I've gone down the crypto and NFTs. I've gone down future trading. I've done stocks, and I'm not saying I'm an expert in any of these, but I've got experience in these things. And then I got down the generational wealth side, and that's when I transferred over to life insurance. That's when I understood the value. And when people think of an insurance agent, we think of, this is this money thief, right? This is the guy that, he's going to rob us of our money. But if you really once you go down the financial side, you start to pay attention to the people who have the finances you want. And then you start to see their patterns. Through generations, they're doing things that we're not doing. One of those things is paying less taxes, and the other is massive life insurance policies. And there's examples out there of people who've used these policies to start massive organizations like Disneyland, JCPenney. Like, you could go on and on and on, but those are great big examples, right? What can we do in our own life if we had a way to finance our own life and ensure that my next generation is taken care of? So I really see a lot of value in insurance. Like, we insure everything. We insure everything but ourselves. We got to insure our own money tree, and that is ourselves, right? And by insuring yourself, you are protecting the ones you love, because you're ensuring that they're first going to get that wealth passed down to them, right? And you're securing their lifestyle. Here in Hawaii, that's a huge problem because of the cost of homes and land. When we grow up, we separate from our parents and we go and we get our own home, and we're paying for that home, and then our parent dies. right? And in today's society, we have a refinance society. So every 10 to 15 years, the bank is reaching out to your parent and saying, hey, you've got this much equity. How's about you refinance? And you can take a trip. You can pay for your kids' graduation. You can do this and right. They make you see what you use the money on. And now you're stuck in another 30-year mortgage. So your 85-year-old mom, when she died with a 20-year mortgage. Now you have your mortgage. You see this house come in, and now you have another mortgage payment. Can you really pay that in today, Hawaii's economy? No. So a lot of our people are losing their homes due to foreclosure, unable to afford it. And that's just one example of how, if mom was covered, if she knew the value of passing wealth down to pay for her responsibilities, to pay off her debt, and just to help her family out. Because as a parent, you know what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to give our kids everything that we never did, or set them up for the best life possible, right? This is something that can directly allow you to do that. Now that family's got 2 houses. Now their kids can have a home, or they can live in the house that they grew up in and pass their house to their kids, right? There's so much options when you understand that your family doesn't need to suffer to pay for things that money can solve, right? So yeah, many ways to plant money trees and pass on generational wealth. This is the path that I see a lot of value in right now.
Do you know how Bill Gates and Warren Buffett planned their money tree? Do you know most of the company he invests in, most of the CEO making between maybe 20, 50, $100 million a year? You know how much Warren Buffett make? 500 million. That's how he planned his money tree, is finding the right company to invest. But he want that guarantee. So you gotta find a business out there to do it. So there's things that I teach my kid. We were talking about, we gotta pass the generation wealth to another kid. It's by education. I teach them, look, there's 90% of people work for what? Necessity. 9% work for what? Because they love. That's what you love. That's what I love. But another percent do what? I want you to be that 1%. Invest. Let the money work for you. Go ahead and build your own money tree that way. So instead of going borrow, 50,000, 100,000, or let's say your home worth $1 million, instead of getting that equity of 30 years and 20 years, that's a debt. Don't do that. How about taking that and maybe, go to a bank and then go buy another home and then rent it out and then have a income coming in, stuff like that. So a lot of people doesn't understand that, but I could share with you. I agree with you that we need to, teach our kid how to invest and plan money tree through investment.
Yeah.
But that investment, you have to be careful. There's a lot of scam out there as well.
Right.
So be cautious as well.
And so for me, the demographic that I connect to a lot is the one that don't have the kind of money to invest. And everybody can invest. I believe in paying yourself first, even if it's $5, right? There's apps now that you can invest your change when you go to the supermarket, and everything is something, right? But a lot of the people here in Hawaii, we don't have that influx of cash. Our pay from our jobs is not enough even for our own lifestyles, so it's really a struggle here. So that's why I gravitate with life insurance. It's something that you can do and guarantee that your family will get way more, but definitely buying businesses, investing in the right business, that is absolutely one way that if you apply yourself enough, it doesn't matter what your situation is. I'm a living example of right here in Hawaii, started with nothing. And now I'm in a comfortable place in my life and moving in towards all these investments. So I know it is possible, exactly what you're saying. But I know that a lot of people out here in Hawaii aren't applying themselves and are losing everything because of it.
So I have a solution for that. Do you have a solution for that challenge?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I show people to do. I help them. First of all, we identify their finances and we break down their income and their outgoing money and see if they're first money positive or money negative. And then from there, we work on ways to reduce their expenditures, to increase the amount of money that they have at the end of every month. And then according to the goals, we're able to now pick a path. I'm not pushing everybody towards life insurance. Some people want to do other things. I help them navigate that path. But if they see the value in life insurance, because with a policy, I can show you how to pay off your debt in a third of the time. Now, for some people, being out of debt is the biggest asset, not necessarily another piece of land or an investment in a business. For some people, not having to pay 18% interest on a credit card, 10% interest on a personal loan, 6% amortized interest on a 30-year fixed mortgage, that's a lot of money that they're losing. And that money saved it's their biggest investment. So if I can help them, first of all, protect their family for their entire life and use that exact same vehicle to pay off all of their debt faster and save them hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's the vehicle I use. I can show people to do multiple things with this one vehicle versus putting my money someplace where all it does is growing for me. And then when I get it, I'm going to lose half anyway, right? So there's pros and cons with everything. So I try and see what people's goals are and what their energy is, their energy level, the amount of money they have to pursue that goal, and I try and help them navigate that.
So what do we do with your aunt, your uncle, and your grandma, and your mom, your dad that have maybe an extra $100, $200, $300, $500, maybe $1,000 a month? What can they do with that money to build the money tree, to plan that money tree? What can they do with that money?
Yeah, and so that really depends on their interest. But for those older generations, it's building money, as you know, or compound interest is money over time. So those people don't have the time, right? And they have very little money. So now let's increase that money. How do we look at your finances and say, we can do less here, we can do more here, we can shift things so that $100 turns into $300 or $400? Because in order to really plant a money tree, again, money over time is how you grow money. They can invest in stocks, they can do that, but really, if they got 15 years left, 10 years left on this earth, for my 80-year-old grandma, how much money will she really grow in 10 years? That's not enough to do a lot. So really finding what it is that will benefit them. And I believe not one answer is fit for everybody. And that's why I don't give definitive answers like this is exactly what they should do. We got to see what your life is like, what your environment is like, what you spend your money on, what your passions are, what you want to do. Because for some people, living the life that they want to live is its own type of wealth, right? Not necessarily literal money.
Well, Brother Jay, you can add my methodology how to plan your money tree to your portfolio. Because if you have your aunt, your uncle, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, and wanted to make a short-term return on investment, I am the solution.
Yeah, no, I heard that earlier. That was awesome. That's an awesome way to do that. Yeah.
And then you know what? It's every 13 weeks.
Yeah, that is amazing.
So that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But that's part of our Ubami, part of our Kabami's connection is sharing knowledge. And if there's an opportunity, let's take advantage of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hey guys, get in touch with Chris, man. He's got some good stuff, man.
Hey, talk to Jay because Jay knows all the knowledge. So let's go ahead and I'm sorry, Bopia. You wanted to add something before we touch base on our last subject?
Yeah, general wealth. Let me see, generational wealth. I'm kind of different. The problem I have is I built my wealth from nothing, pretty much, because when I left my parents, I gave away, all my jewelries, gold, diamonds, back to my mom. And I said, I'm going to go out there and start everything on my own. And I did. So I got all the way up. I used to own 3 businesses, all failed. And I'm not shy to say about that. And I'm still proud to say that I failed 3 businesses. The auto shop one, which is one of my favorite, the computer. And the other one, a deli. I love cooking. I failed that one, which is okay. That's fine. That's fine. So I came up with other businesses and also trying to help other people build their businesses without any compensation or commission, just go out there and help them for free. In return, it's the name that I get, Bopia. And so the problem is, whatever I have right now, if I sign it off to my kids, they don't want anything from me. So they're just like me when I was walking out from my parents. Now they don't want anything from me. I said, you want the boat? Nobody wants the boat.
Here's the good news, Bopia. There's no shame of fail 1,000 times. You know why? Look at Edison. How many times have he failed?
I fail all the time, which is okay.
So all you need is one good idea to become successful. That's all you need. Right? Just like our podcast, just like all you Bammy and Kabammy. Look, if you have the right stuff, people will come to you and they stay. And guess what? They're going to bring 10 more people to come with them because they believe in you, right?
Yeah. And Jay, I also believe in the kids sponging off from us. They learn every single thing. My son, whatever I did, I stepped into a lobbyist. I did lobbyists, and I did lobby at the DC, and he watched pretty much. I mean, he didn't show that he really watched, but he understood everything. So, and now he's pretty much on his own. He's 17. He can get with his friends and bought a home. What else? And he got his first car too. When he's 18, and he's not even quite driving yet, but it's okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's the reward for, taking off your jewelries and walk barehanded.
Yeah, but you pass that generational wealth of knowledge to your kids.
Right there. That's the generational wealth. Yes.
Wow. That's a great story, Bopia. Thank you. So let's go ahead and move on to our last one, and let's go ahead and take maybe 5 minutes to touch base on the people. Let's make what make us happy. It's about all how and why it is important to be happier with the people around you, and how to have or build a strong inner circle of relationship. Please share with us.
I mean, don't we want to live life to be happy? Like, who wants to be miserable in life? So it is one of the utmost important things. Yeah, right. Is to be happy. Right. Live a life of aloha. See, when you can understand the value of aloha, you're instantly happy, because your happiness does not revolve around someone else. It revolves on you being okay with yourself, with your decisions, with who you are as a person and what you've accomplished. And the people around you, if you have the right people around you, they only add to that happiness, right? And what people do is they get stuck in a circle, and they think that they can't get out of it, or they think that they can't have other people who bring enjoyment into their life to come into their life. It's like drinking with a set of friends, and then that becoming your lifestyle. Even though you're miserable, your kidneys are failing, your liver is failing, you got diabetes, you're overweight, you're unhealthy, because you're stuck in this circle, but you want to so bad do something else. People feel stuck. So it's about you, again, being happy with yourself and making that decision to be happy, whatever that is, right? Your circle is like, we go from our parents and our teachers to our friends and our circle of influence on who and what influences us and how we live our life. So the people you choose to be in your inner circle, these are guys you tell everything to, your passions, your ambition, your goals, your shortcomings, your weaknesses. These are the guys that you confide in, right? It's important to have those people. Now, it's hard to really trust people because people are people, and someone will always let you down or betray your trust or do something. But when you can find people that you connect with and you're able to confide in them, and sometimes it's multiple people. You might tell one person about certain things in your life, and you'll tell somebody else about other things that's going on in your life, because that's how you connect with your person. But I think that the most important person if you're lucky enough to find, is your spouse. You got to make sure that you and your spouse are in line with what you guys want to do in life, right? You guys have separate ambitions, but that it works together and you guys understand each other so that you do nothing but support each other instead of fight against what each other wants to do. And I believe that is the secret of any happy life, is to be aligned with someone so closely, especially your spouse, who wants nothing but the best for you because they love you.
Absolutely. That is so whole true, to have a partnership that are your soulmate, that willing to go through the ups and downs together for you. So absolutely. So Bopia, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I really like what you said. It's really good start off from the inner circle, where you're at, so that you can spread to the outer circle, just like a ripple effect. So yeah, I really don't have any, well, I guess for me it's I love my family, equally to other people around me. So and I guess wherever I go, it's like I bring sunshine to the room. So I really don't have much to say. That's what I like.
You just take over. You're the party, right?
You know how you gave a successful presentation or talk is when people don't have any questions, right? You answered the questions in what you said, right? So
yeah,
you're so good, Jay. You're so good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, before we conclude to this podcast, I want to say thank you so much, Jay. That was 60 minutes plus 20 minute extra time was worth it. Thank you so much. Like I said, every time we have this podcast, we have so much information to share, and it's hard to keep with that 60 minute or 45 minutes for you and 15 minutes for us, because we just love to get involved with the honorary guests, and plus you guys will feel so comfortable. You bring a lot of sunshine, and when sunshines come, you want that sunshine to keep shining, right? Never, the night don't want to come to fall. Absolutely. But anyway, and I also want to say to you that you touch base being black and being half black and being half Hawaiian. I love you, my brother, no matter if you're half black or half whatever. Aloha. So it's the soul, it's the heart, it's the action. It doesn't matter what your blood is. It doesn't matter your outside apparent. It's the action that you take, Jay. And I love you, my brother. I can truly say that to you.
So,
and I look forward to.
So Jay, if us Cambodian call you Akmau, don't get upset, okay?
I won't. Hey, I want to say thank you as well, Chris, and co-host, and you guys. I really appreciate being included in stuff like this. I don't know if I was your first ever non-Cambodian or Vietnamese guest, but I'm definitely one of the very few. So it's that vision that you talked about, Chris, of being inclusive and being universal. It shines through this podcast. So I really appreciate the both of you, and even Sofan. If I can just leave with saying that, man, what you have going on in here determine what happened around you in the world, right? And if you're so woke, right? If you're woke, then why leave everybody else asleep, right? Let people know the things that you're doing, the things that you love, and have a passion for, and work your vision, right? Work your vision, because we tend to lose sight of our vision when we're working somebody else's vision. So understand what drives you. I'm going to leave you with a couple acronyms, right? We have to define our limits in life, because that's the things that hold us back. So when I see a limit, I think of a level I must increase to succeed, right? That's my limits acronym. And then once you evolve past your limits, what really happened is you achieve success in that one area. And my acronym for success is to start to understand current conditions and evolve to surpass setbacks. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that, and God bless you guys. Thank you. I love you too, man. And
I love your mind.
Amen.
I love your mind. I love both of our co-hosts' mind. This is amazing. I can't wait for the next Friday. And you are welcome to be part of our co-host at any time when you have time.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, yeah, we're always going to do either it's an 8:02 on anybody time zone. I think it's honorary guest time is more important than my time. So we'll try to make that flexibility and make it fit for everybody. It doesn't matter where you're from, what location you're from. We'll make it work. So,
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Jay. Bopia, I thank you so much. And Sapan, thank you so much for joining us. You know,
How you say thank you in Hawaiian?
Aloha.
Mahalo nui loa.
Aloha.
Mahalo,
No.
mahalo nui loa.
Mahalo mui hola.
Nui,
Nui
N-U-I,
and
and then loa, L-O-A.
L-O.
See, I told you aloha's in there.
Yeah, it is. If you rearrange words. And then another one that means until we meet again is or a hui, H-U-I, ho, H-O-U, ahui ho.
Ahuo.
Ahui ho. Yeah.
Ahuio.
Ahuiho. Ahuiho.
Let's go surfing. Surfing and six pack. Okay, brother, I'm going to call you some other time and we'll have a private chat and plan other stuff, okay?
Okay, I gotta get to work.
Khmer, we said okun, mean thank you. Lehai, mean goodbye. Thank you. So it's 9:02 plus 20 extra. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Bopia. Thank you, Jay. Have amazing the rest of the day.